Okay, yeah, reading 2 and pulse test 1, meaning that at the end of this lesson, please remember to do pulse test 1, yeah? So you already know access, ebook, reading and writing, go to tasks and tasks in unit 4, and voila, there you are. Okay, then we go straight to our book. Okay, this material is a little bit tricky. We're a bit more into analysis today. If you can go to page 83. Basically, through the ESL program, one of the most important things that you're learning is critical analysis. That's the cool thing with the international program, is that it is a constant analyzing or analysis, evaluation, creating, and analyzing, evaluating, and creating. So you're constantly triggering your critical analysis constantly, whether that is reading, listening, speaking, or writing. And that's really good because that is what helps you to create this formalized thinking. What do you need? Formalized thinking. And then expressively, orally, written, also being formalized. Yeah. So the broadest to the words here, you have the question of global English, the bold-faced words, that is the vocabulary. You guys know that already. You've been doing this already for 1 semester. So you can kind of skip. That brings us to the comprehension, true or false. True and false questions are questions that are detailed. So we have a lot of different types of questions, okay? You've got detailed questions, you've got global questions, you've got inferential questions, then you have the narrow inferential questions, the broad inferential questions, and then you have analogical reasoning questions, all these different types of questions that we have in a first language course and a second language course. You are doing second language, yeah? ESL. Now, so that means that, oh, wait a second. That chat just now, what was it said? Sean, 3 a.m. class. Now I get it. I've been thinking from just now. What the heck does that mean? I get it now. Yeah, okay, that's a cool one. That's
I think in history, only you have a 3 a.m. class, miss.
That is historical for real.
Yes.
Okay, we're going to remember that. You're the 3 a.m. class until you graduate. I'm going to keep you on that one. Okay, so true or false is detailed, means factual, can be found in the text, very easy. Don't really need to very much analyze it. If you just scan through it, you'll find it. Yeah, but remember, in the ESL program, everything you do must have evidence. So if you give an answer, you need to know where you got it from. And that is where we go back to our P and peel, right? Point, explanation, evidence, and then the L for linking back. Always, when a fact, a concept, a point is made, it has to be explained. So whether you're going through a text, you will have to be able to find the reasons. Or you have to be able to find the evidence, which can be a quote, which can be statistics, right? Which can be an example. So it can either be anecdotal evidence, which is a personal testimonial, a personal experience, or it can be scientific evidence, okay? So it always has to be backed up. Okay, go to the first one. Dimas, what's one? Oh, Sean, can you annotate for us? Your face is always smiling. I think you were born smiling.
No, I was born crying. I can.
Oh, really? Are you sure? Yeah. Because you always smile. You have this natural smile. I would imagine you being born with a smile on your face and then crying and still, you know.
It's just a habit that I developed over the years. It's just a habit.
Okay, that's really good because I tend to have a serious face. People think I'm angry, but I'm just trying to understand. And my habit, which built up over the years, was trying to understand Bahasa Indonesia, which I did not. So I had to really focus and look at people. So my habit now is this, and people think I'm angry, but I'm not. Maybe we should switch. Okay, Sean, you ready to annotate?
Yeah.
Cool.
The answer of number 1 is false, miss.
Yeah, good. So if I were to ask you right now why it is false, you should be able to answer that. If you would be strong and literate, if you would have analyzed the text, you would have been able to come up with the evidence. I'm just gonna randomly ask, can you, would you know, happen to know?
Give an evidence why
Yeah.
the answer is false, because when we back to the text in the previous page, we can find the John L part that he said, I can talk to people wherever I go and I don't have to learn any other language as an American. So it's mean there is a evidence that in American perspective, they don't have to learn other language.
Yep.
So they only have to use their own language.
Very good. Awesome. Yeah. And you know what the habit is from that, which I don't want to generalize because we cannot judge. We cannot generalize also. But that mindset can possibly trigger for people not to really be open to learn a new language, right? Like if you have, that's the great thing about Indonesians. Come on, you are learning English, academic English law. Even Americans or British or Singaporeans have to learn academic English. You're learning academic English as an Indonesian. That's amazing. And then you speak Bahasa. Then you speak either Japanese or Balinese or whatever. That is amazing. So you kind of already speak 3 languages. Wow. You know, good.
We are bilingual, Miss.
Yeah, good job, 3 a.m. Good job. Okay. 2. Sean, what do you think of 2?
Sean, you are still unmute, Sean.
Oh, sorry. Wait.
But I need to hear those girls.
2 is false.
Esperanto was invented as a language to help people find peace. That's actually true. Yeah. If we look it up in the text, that one is true. No problem, no worries. Would it make sense though? See, this is the thing. I only looked for evidence for the false ones. I didn't look for evidence for the true ones. Oh, Miss Sylvie, salah, tidak siap. Yeah, I didn't look for evidence, but it is true though. So 2 is true. What about 3? There are 1 billion non-native speakers of English in the world. Aksara?
I would say false, because it doesn't say 1. If they say billion, probably means more than 1 billion, I guess.
Yeah, it's actually true though. Okay, let me, before I continue, let me refer to number 2 again. So Esperanto is true, right? If you go to the 3rd paragraph, you see using English as a global language makes sense to me. It's convenient for us to have a common language. They tried Esperanto, but they didn't spread like English. Language can be created or forced. So they tried to use Esperanto. It was invented as a language to help people find peace. That's true, because it was supposed to be easy. So everybody speaks the same language and nobody has the strain. So that evidence is in paragraph 3. Now, there are 1 billion non-native speakers. Where did you come with your evidence, though?
Paragraph 7, Miss.
Which one is that?
It's all political. Whoever wins a war gets to control the language of the world. But I do agree that it's easier for people to have common language. So why not English? Simple language. If it weren't that easy, how could a billion people around the world have learned it?
Very good. Yep. Very good. So that one already mentioned that it is about a billion, yeah? It says exactly a billion people. Here it refers to 1 billion. A billion is 1 billion. Yeah? Very good. Clarence, awesome. English can be difficult because of spelling, vocab, and grammar. We go to, I want to hear some girls. Girls, why you don't speak up? Irene. What
Yes,
was 4? What's 4?
it's true.
Yeah, it is true. Where did you find that?
Wait, miss.
Basically, when you look from paragraph 8, I don't think it's easy at all. It takes years to learn, in 11, a 9, and in paragraph 11. Yeah, it all shows that it is hard. Okay, and last one. Everyone agrees that English is a difficult language to learn. Does everyone agree that English is a difficult language to learn? Budi? Oh, just now the evidence was 8 and 10 and 12. Budi, does everybody agree that English is a difficult language to learn? True, false? Budi, where are you at? Oh, I cannot hear you, Budi. Maybe it's your connection. Okay, I'm gonna ask Ricky, yeah? Ricky?
False, miss.
Yeah, do you have the evidence for that? How do you know that that is false?
Paragraph 11 and 13, miss.
Yeah, very good. 11 and 13. It says, for me, it was easy to learn. Yeah. Okay, cool beans. So remember, yeah, to always come up with where did you find it? If you don't want to write it down, just underline it and put the number of the question, but you always have to have the evidence. That's a habit that you have to really have right now. Okay. Reading skill, understanding how examples, thanks, we continue, yeah? Reading skills, understanding how examples support opinions. So as I said, point the explanation in an example, yeah? Evidence, which can be an example, which can be a quote, which can be a whole lot of things, yeah? So that goes back to our PMPL. Okay, now here we're looking at make it a bit here. Here we're looking at an opinion that goes with a supporting example, points with an example. So as an American, I like global English. Speakers of English don't have to learn other languages. So that one is connected. What about number 2? The inventor of Esperanto believed in having a common language. Nathaniel, which one is that connected to? Which example do you think fits with that opinion? Number 2. Nathaniel?
Wait, miss, wait. Is it F, miss?
Not F though. So you have to come up with an example. An example. So the inventor of Esperanto believed in having a common language. So he believed in a common language. The one that goes with it is D. People who are divided by different languages often fight wars. So this one says something about a common language, as in how it brings people together. What about 3? Language is political.
Miss, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can. Budi, can you do number 3? Language is political. What example fits in with it?
Is it E, miss?
Yeah, very good. Funny to think of language as political, yeah, but it is still very important because global language depends on the results of war. So apparently, who is most stronger in winning the wars, that will, amazing, will become a global language. Yeah, no wonder English up till now is still a world language, right? Global language. Okay, 4, a grammar based on European language is difficult for non-Europeans to learn. What is the example that goes with it? Kevin?
Yes, miss.
Do you know 4?
Is it F?
Yeah, that's Esperanto. Yeah. 5, a language is easy if billions of people can learn it. Already. Jocelyn?
B, miss.
Yeah. So English. Some languages are more difficult than others. You know, na.
It's A, miss.
Yeah. Basque. That's hard. Okay. Yeah, languages have a lot. It's different. Yeah, we have the depends on the area. Like for example, if you were to speak, I don't know if it's a good example, but if you would speak Dutch, for example, it's very easy to speak English. Everybody in the Netherlands speaks Dutch, and we have a very similar grammar. And the funny thing is when you speak Dutch, you can speak German and understand, but when you speak German, you can't necessarily understand and speak Dutch. I don't know how that works, but apparently that's a thing.
Because Germany and Dutch, it's similar. Both of them are similar.
Yeah, very much so. But how come the Dutch naturally can speak it and understand it, and why vice versa not?
Because the Germany, they are out of the box, miss. They can use a verb in front and a noun at the end or in the middle. You cannot explain why they use that, but that's how their brain works.
Right. It's very confusing. Yeah.
We're wondering how Dimas knows this much about German because he spent half a year in Germany.
Okay. Interesting. That's nice.
They
where did
don't
you
love jokes, miss.
where did you live in Germany?
Hamburg, near Hamburg.
Oh right, you told me already, Hamburg. That's where my sister-in-law lives. Ah, I've been there so many times. My grandparents are German. I'm actually mixed.
Yes, you have told me, miss.
Yeah, I'm not a complete Dutch person.
But you still like to make a joke, miss. So you are not Germany.
True. I'm more Dutch than I'm German. And I have Spanish blood from my mom. Interesting. Yeah, but now, yeah. Let's just continue. Otherwise, we go into more stories. Goodness sake. Women's speech. Okay, here we're going to connect reading 1 and reading 2. So we have women's speech, native speakers, no reason, blah, 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 A until F. Now, these sentences had to be categorized. This is a graphic organizer. You can also call it in uni, we like to call it a taxonomy, where we categorize our components to see which fits where and how it correlates, but also sometimes to make, to categorize, we have the smaller topics which fit under a bigger topic to group everything. So in the first box, language and gender in reading 1, we have women's speech is viewed as excessive because they are less valued than men. I want to ask Karen, can you tell me what the other 2 are? Which should be under the box of language and gender reading 1. Karen? Karen?
Yes, miss.
Hi, which other 2 go into this box?
The second one.
Can you read it?
Woman's speech.
That's already in it. The other 2?
Woman's speech speak more polite and less directly.
Yeah. So if women had more power, they might speak more directly than men. And one reason why women speak more politely than men is because they have less power, those 2. Okay, Catherine, can you tell me what goes into English as a global language, reading 2? Catherine? Hello. Catherine. This one is not completed yet. You had to complete it. No, Catherine? Okay, the first one under reading one would be native speakers of English don't have to learn other languages. And the second one reason of English has become a global language is because of war and politics. And number three, people who speak English can communicate with others more conveniently. So these are the three concepts that go into reading two. So you could see that from here, but these sentences were not completed. So you had to complete it from the text, right? Then categorize it here. And then using this information to make an outline. So let's see what we've got for an outline here. Imagine that you're writing a paragraph in a linguistic class. You complete the paragraph outline with the information from step one. So here you are first in step one organizing. You're analyzing. So you are looking at all the components, putting them together, correlating them, evaluating, coming to a conclusion, and then you are synthesizing to create something new. The use of language is an expression of power in individual societies and also between nations. Now, the first main point is in most, so this is the topic sentence, main point one. In most societies, men have more power than women. Now, here are our details. Samuel, can you tell me what the first detail is? Male speech is? This is all based on the text, yes, people, based on the text. Samuel. Samuel, 3 a.m. semangat. But 11:42 a.m. not semangat. Samuel. Kakak? Kakak. Where have you guys gone? Y'all gone. Kakak? No. Okay, Ricky, you're still here. What happened with male speech? Equals? Must unmute.
More directness.
Yeah, very good. More direct than female speech. Ricky, can you tell me about female speech? What about that in comparison to male speech? Ricky, what about female speech?
More politeness.
Yeah, very good. More polite. Awesome. So male speech is more direct. Female speech is more polite than male speech. See, the myth of the talkative woman is part of many societies because, Cristianto, can you tell me why? See, why you turn off your cameras? Come on, Gisela, Cristianto, Jocelyn, Angel, Vanessa,
That's hello, Miss.
Huh? What is C?
C is because I don't know, Miss.
That's an interesting answer because I don't know. No, I'm just joking, man.
I have the answer, Miss.
Okay. Yes, Mr. Dimas.
Because when the female talk to the man, to the male, then the female have to repeat it twice or 3 times because we often didn't hear them
Yeah, boy.
clearly.
Just because you couldn't hear it.
Yeah, because I think that's the fact about how female males talk to each other. I talk in gender because when the female talks to the male, then they use something like politely, and when they were talk, most of us is like doing other thing or thinking other things, and they have to repeat it twice or 3 times. Then because of that, they are we can say they are talkative. But other side, in the biological side, we can say because the female is also always think with their heart about a feeling. Instead, the man do other things with a logic. So that's why we can say, yeah, a woman talkative.
More talkative. That's an interesting point. Right. Yeah, there's this psychologist who said that
So
a woman.
get from that.
Yeah, go ahead.
So what we can get from what Dima said is we speak dumb language to other boys.
That's a conclusion.
Sean, help me to make a beautiful conclusion, miss.
Wow,
In
that's a harsh,
conclusion, we men only speak dumb to each other.
until it's not understood, right? Like that. Well,
Yeah.
so it's scientifically and psychologically proven that women speak more, that they need to speak like at least 3,000 words a day. That's just how they are made, how a woman is. They need to talk, they talk things through, they need to share, whereas men do more in their head, right?
Do you agree with my statement, miss?
Yeah, well, it could be. It's an interesting way of looking at it. Well, I do agree that I think that men and women talk differently because men are not as detailed as women are. And so the way you talk, yeah, I think, yeah. I would ask for a lot of clarification often. Like, what do you mean? I would ask my son, what do you mean? What? So why didn't you say it that way? And he's like, why? It's clear, isn't it? No, it's not clear. Because women think in detail. So yeah, that could be, but it's not dumb though. It's not dumb talk. It's just it's just you think differently. Ya ampun. Another thing is actually culturally related. In some cultures, women are viewed as less are less valued as men. Yeah, so that could be too. So it depends also a little bit on where you grew up. I mean, like where I grew up, yeah, there's no difference, you know. But here, I still see a lot of women more quiet and men talk more. But I don't know. Let's just continue. This is
I think it depends on our perspective, miss.
yeah, it's true. It's there's a lot
Do you,
that
miss, do you realize in in North European country they talk with a high tone like they are fighting, but they were not fighting, but they are just like a talk, and that's make me scared sometimes. But when I ask, "Are you fighting, guys?" and they said, "We are not fighting. This is how we talk to each other." Yeah, that's true, right? You are from Dutch, right? We're talking about the North European, and that's the fact. So
Yeah.
that's on how we see it.
Yeah, it's true though, because I think that one of the things I have learned and I'm still learning in Indonesia, which I love about Indonesia and especially about Bali, is the calmness. We can talk calm. Do it calm. I love that because in Western societies, we're so forced to do everything fast. For us, Indonesia is super slow. Yeah, so we do everything fast. Time is money. You know, you go fast, you make money, you do this, you do that. I could have done 10 things in the time you did one, you know? So automatically we easily get irritated or worked up over things. So yeah, it's more, our language is maybe more emotion filled, but it's tiring. That's why so many people are depressed. Like, kalem aja, Bali
Because
style.
why they love Bali, miss?
Yeah.
We live in Santuy land.
Yeah, oh gosh, yeah, it's true though. Oh. Okay, second main point. As a global language, English offers advantages as a tool of communication between nations. Okay, the first detail, English has become a global language because of Aksara. Why did it become a global language? Were the two
Because it was you. Sorry. Wait a minute. Because of politics, maybe. Politics, war, and yeah, stuff like that.
Very good. So which one is actually more dominating? And if I'm not wrong, correct me if I'm wrong. I think my daughter would be far better in explaining this than me. But as I see now is that the US is still a leading country. So that's why its influence on the world, and especially also Indonesia, is still very big. So automatically, in many ways, we're influenced by what they do. That's why the presidential elections are so important and have effect even on Indonesia for the decisions that will be made. So yeah, my kids are way better at politics. They surpass me greatly, honestly. If you have a law graduate and a psychology, and then one that is science, put that in one room. then you get fireworks. And what do? I exit the room. I say goodbye. I can't follow anymore. I'll see you later. Yeah, but it's really, really, really cool though. But the a bit above my pay grade, I think. Yeah. Yeah, you guys never got it, yeah? Miss Tabby taught grade 10 last year. She taught grade 10 last year, but then this year they needed help in elementary, so she helps out in elementary. But she was supposed to before she taught SMA. Yeah, and because she has a law degree, that's why she knows so much about not only, and she did international law, so she knows a lot about these things. It's interesting. Yeah, praying for her because she's doing her exam this Saturday to become a lawyer. So hopefully she passes. Yeah. Okay, that's a whole different thing. Native speakers don't have to. That's the next detail. Why is the clock going slow with you guys? I don't get it. I talk way more, chit chat way more, but my time is not done yet. I don't get it. Is my clock right?
So God give you so much money, so much time, Miss.
Oh, wow. You're so religious. Okay, B, native speakers don't have to. What don't they have to do? Someone else. Come on, girls. I want to hear girls. Catherine. Katarina. Okay, Gisela. Gisela. What about B? C? B? Did we do B?
No, haven't, I think.
Yeah, what is B?
Speakers don't have to learn other languages.
Yeah, because they already speak it. And Gisela, can you also do C while you're at it? Native speakers can. What can they do? That's not fair, Miss Sylvie. Give someone else. Okay. I will ask Jocelyn. Jocelyn, can you do C? Jocelyn. Non-native speakers can? I don't see Jocelyn. I see the ceiling. Hi, Jocelyn. Jocelyn, can you respond so I know that you hear me?
Miss, I don't know the answer to this one.
Oh, no. Oh, no, oh, no. We know now?
Yes, Miss.
What's C? Non-native speakers can. So we've got B. Native speakers do not have to learn another language because they already speak the global language. But what about non-native speakers? Those who don't speak it? They can?
They can, I think they can speak English too.
Yeah, they can.
So they can communicate
with others. Yeah. Very
with
good.
others.
Yeah, because they are.
Oh, it's correct.
That's correct. Because they're motivated, right? Come on, like you, for example. You are not a native English speaker, but then you're motivated to learn English. So when you go travel or you do an international university or you want to do international business, you can communicate with people, right? That is with native speakers. It's mostly, they don't have the motivation to learn because they already speak English. They mostly only know one language. Yeah, that's very good. Girls, especially in this class, tolong jangan takut menjawab. Yeah, even if your answer is wrong, there's no shame to it. You're here to learn. Nobody judges you. Yeah, speaking up is important because from there you learn. Kalau misalnya tidak paham, tolong tanya lagi. Yeah, if it's too fast, say, Miss Sylvie, I missed it. You can just say it. Yeah, sometimes I go too fast. Okay, any questions? No? Okay, you're gonna do post test 1, okay? It's only a few questions. It's done. You can do that in 10 minutes. Yeah? Okay then. God bless you. I will not see you this week anymore, so enjoy your holiday. For those who celebrate Galungan, Hari Raya Galungan, ya, selamat Hari Raya Galungan. Yeah, pray that you will have a good time with family. And for those who have a holiday, don't forget, maybe you work ahead with your work, maybe you do your group work, maybe you do your speaking project, maybe something like that. Oh no, sakit kepala, jangan. Enjoy. Don't forget, tomorrow we still have a lesson and we still have our Eastern celebration. Okay? God bless you. Bye-bye.